Peach and DDD.
Yep.
Characters locked in. It's going to be a fight of the royalty. Dealing it out here in Grand Finals. Let's get it on, everybody. This is the moment that you've all been waiting for.
We finally get the run back. The script is complete, and I wouldn't have it any other way here. Grand Finals. Ling, D3. Who could have predicted this?
Exactly. I mean, right now with MuteAce being on the loser's side, but still seed 1 of this tournament, Ling is going to be looking for as much pressure to stuff out all of these turnip options that MuteAce has been very strong with all night. But what's a turnip to a Gordo?
Yeah, it's a bit of a circuitous route for the #1 seed to take to go ahead and end up here in Grands, but I mean, that just means that MuteAce got more highlight reel material, more matches to go ahead and download and make sure that you are fresh and clean for Grands.
Exactly. I'm hoping that MuteAce played a little bit against D3 Will in this venue to prepare for this one, because right now you're going to need every strength and every advantage you have against this king who is setting up the ledge in a way that you would be happy to do yourself.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those where it's a multiple choice question every single time. This D3's at ledge. The edge trapping is certainly a powerful tool in the matchup, but this is the problem. Once you get back to neutral, that's when MuteAce has a big advantage.
Okay, and so far we are playing around the Gordos well enough. As I say that, he takes a fat one to the face. MuteAce still having to try to avoid, and back against the wall, I find that DD can be rather imposing in these situations. You're quickly finding yourself out of room here on the ledge.
It feels like what we saw on the winner side match here was that whenever Ling was able to fade back aerial, he was just dominating the match. But if Mute is able to claim the first stock and claim a quick lead, then all of a sudden Ling is definitely going to need to press. He's going to need to be aggressive, and D3 just don't have the frames for that.
All right, looking for any mix-up here on ledge. We're going to get that Gordo inhale, and we force it through. We got actually a nice hit to deal with that Gordo. You don't have a whole lot of disjoints as Peach, so you got to make do with the right spacing that you know MuteAce has practiced.
Starting to use that Nair a lot more to trade the Gordo, and speaking of trades, that one coming up all MuteAce, the first stock going his way.
Okay, and here's the low percent combos you want to see. 48% off the bat. Still at CDD, you're very heavy, but if you're able to stay alive here as MuteAce is, this could be, again, a reset into another 48% if you're lucky.
It feels like Mute has started to understand what he needs to do in this situation. A lot less respect for Nair and a lot more respect for Gordo. A lot of Nairs of Mute's own. Start to trade with that, but finally the up tilt going to claim the stock super late though. Like 170 just shows that whenever Mute doesn't feel pressed in neutral, he doesn't necessarily find himself positioning around those hitboxes. Okay,
and the turnip's doing the right things, forcing the Gordo to be shielded out by Ling. He doesn't want to get caught by his own tool, obviously, especially on that rebound. Still, the fast fall Nair might be a little bit transparent. That's something that you'd expect from a DDD player.
Yeah, the characters, like, the Nair doesn't have a good hitbox at all. Like, you can just challenge with any kind of a disjoint, but the problem is that D3 goes from, like, jumping around and staying in the same spot to suddenly falling at you super fast, so it's hard to react to.
Still, he gets the parry, and MuteAce is able to burst out of that corner and has been able to keep the percents in a favorable position for himself. Now we just got to get the edge guard, see if that secures something here.
Again, trying to land with a neutral layer, but that time MuteAce had an active hitbox out, not going to allow him to get that option. Using every single one of the jumps, but still, MuteAce just sticks to him. It doesn't even need to hit a button right there, just reacts to the hitbox and gets that grab.
All right, and now multiple jumps all being used. We know that Ling is very keen on using all of those resources, does not want to let any of them go to waste, especially since he knows that MuteAce is looking for any which way of these baited out options, right? The empty hops can be endless for Ling.
The patience by MuteAce just reacting at the perfect distance here. It's making Ling's options look a little bit telegraphed.
Definitely. Right now, flanking with that turnip, but still allowing MuteAce to have the time to follow up with a grab. 219, and Ling starting to look way, way past the time of his expiration date.
I mean, D3 is a big old boy, but right there, finally going to claim the stock at like 220 almost. Yeah, I mean, if I'm MuteAce though, I was never threatened that entire stock until all of a sudden the fastball down air out of nowhere, Ling claims it.
We take the heavy tags, but don't forget we got the heavy oppression as well, coming back in to deal the death blow. Ling now getting those good call-outs, finding MuteAce in those lower parts of the blast zone. Can we continue that aggression situation on stage, because right now, MuteAce, it seems like he just wants to box you out ASAP.
We haven't actually seen the Gordo be particularly effective all of a sudden, though.
Yeah.
It feels like Mute has really understood that tool in this matchup. Great use of the fade back right there from Ling, not getting caught out by that counter. Gordo again intercepted by the turn-up, proving that those vegetables are the superior projectiles in this matchup. The inhale, though, going to provide a little extra sauce there for Ling to get back to center stage.
I mean, the projectiles haven't been really panning out, but it's the hammer that's been paying dividends, and right now, Ling, if you can find the right spacing, yep, fading fair. That can be a nice way to kind of force your way back in and still be relatively safe, right? Force MuteAce to kind of have to approach just a little bit farther. If you can get him to inch his way forward into the hammer, you find yourself with a lot to work with.
I mean, Ling is starting to swing, and I am getting terrified every time Mute's off stage. Great use of the turnip there, but Ling does get caught with that fair, and despite a couple of close calls, it felt like that one. We're starting to see the blueprint being created by MuteAce to take this set and perhaps the next one.
Something's going on. I saw like 3 dot eyes that whole game. I'm serious.
Check him disc.
Like, what is going on here? The RNG for the Peach players has been absolutely crazy. But regardless, that's not the reason he won that game. It was the patience, and I think the fact that you're right, the Gordos just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. You're not creating the pressure, you're just allowing MuteAce to find a get-out-of-jail-free card in the turnip throw forward, and then back off and be ready to play defense if you get too close.
Yeah, I mean, the question really becomes, what is the next level there on Ling's side? Are we just going to start swinging a little bit more aggressively with aerials instead of Gordos? Or do you think we're going to go for more of those like fastball inhale B reverses?
Well, a lot of that stuff that we saw in that first game was rather, for lack of a better term, simplistic, right? It's the stuff that you expect from DD. He's got good mix-ups. A good, like, a couple options that you got to use as mix-ups, right? You can't be using them very often. But he has burst options, and we haven't seen that full breadth of the kit that I'm looking to see from Ling in the second game. I want to see where we take it.
Yeah, at this point, you need something special. You can't just have those BNBs. We need a little bit of something spicy here to just change this tune and make sure that we can get perhaps not only just this one win, but we need 3 out of this first set for Ling, or 6 in a row for MuteAce. And you know that if we go to set 2 and like D3 cannot win a game, it's going to be heartbreaking if you have to pull out the Peach all of a sudden when you're that far back.
You don't want to have that situation, especially since you don't feel super confident in that one, or at least supposedly. Right now, MuteAce is going to have to make it so I'd expedite that change faster than ever. Ling still getting caught by 84%, and again, it's the heavy tax. Can we actually...
Only like a little bit off right there. You got the splash hitbox, but it looks like that almost struck.
And even then, the aggressive Peach Bomber going right back in with a drift afterwards, and Ling still can't find a punish.
And he can't land those back airs either. MuteAce is starting to dash forward whenever he sees Ling land or try to jump when he's not facing him.
Okay, we finally get the parry, and yeah, it's just been a defensive play around the Gordo, not really taking advantage of Ling looking for that option so heavily.
That Nair not able to jump over it for Ling's side, but the Aaron's shield, it looked like MuteAce perhaps tried to parry and did not work out whatsoever. So now Ling has an edge trap situation. This is where D3 is at his strongest, but unable to land a single hit there.
Okay, and we get a little bit of trade, but not enough. It's the pressure on the platform that leads to Ling dropping shield first stock lost, and in favor of MuteAce.
These edge traps just have not been there whatsoever. Typically, you think of D3 as being the character where if your opponent is pinned in the corner, you are thriving. But right now, Ling unable to get anything started.
Well, and it's interesting. Ling probably after that first set, MuteAce after the first set between these two was probably like, wait, why am I letting you play the game?
True, just a press. High tier characters unite.
Exactly. Okay, he's a big body. Well, good thing I can get those combos so easily on the big body like this. If I play around the Gordo, which is his one neutral in, I might be able to have something. But great reset into the down tilt. Not expecting that whatsoever. MuteAce trying to find an escape to ledge. Ling not letting him have it.
Yeah, those jab mix-up from D3 are they're kind of like a fake tool. It's one of those where you're basically reacting or reading to what your opponent's going to do directly after the jab. And Mute being a little bit greedy right there, just trying to drift towards the corner.
Okay, jump over that turnip, but we still have to get back to stage somehow. Stuck on the platform time and time again. Ling is getting caught in these situations. Mute is finding himself a lot of leverage by standing underneath that side platform.
Yeah, and he's not actually sticking in shield either in those situations. Whenever Ling's above him, MuteAce is fiending for hits.
Yeah. definitely going to get his fix as well. Still trying to get something here in a close range scramble. He just escaped a couple rolls out, and we're back in the blender. A second dare, even with turnip in hand. Very interesting stuff from MuteAce. Wonder what he's thinking. Oh!
Was that a parry attempt right there from you, and then realized maybe I should?
It's like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, better safe than sorry. You can get a harder punish. And it was like the smart, not hesitation, but it was the second guessing that actually helped.
Trying to dash back and forward is Ling, but unable to get a strong hit to connect there. The back hit of that up smash not quite going to kill.
I want to see where's the grab from Ling?
Yeah, we haven't really seen any kind of a grab game going.
Like right now, I mean, you can see MuteAce is stuck in shield, having great discipline, but Ling not punishing that. We need to see that counterplay.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of the tale of the matchup here. Anytime MuteAce is playing neutral, MuteAce is thriving, but Ling ain't trying to go ahead and play neutral. Ling trying to get you to 60 and then get one of them home run swings to claim the game.
Very awkward mix-up to go for a ledge re-grab that is not punished by MuteAce, but Ling able to get by scot-free for that. Goes for the big meaty up B, but not able to actually confirm any hits off of it. You can see Ling trying to mix up anything, right? This is the breadth I was looking for. But yeah. Where's the connections?
Yeah, the diversity of options from MuteAce has been phenomenal so far. And on the other side, Ling is just, like, I feel like we're seeing a lot of Nair, a lot of back air, a lot of Gordo, and all of them are just being countered by shield or an preempted aerial. But this is where D3 can be terrifying. Using that back air in the perfect position. What is neutral nerf? I only need one win.
Well, yeah, exactly. There wasn't too much neutral in that entire game. It's mostly just been offstage edge guards and great turnip play, particularly from MuteAce. I mean, he's been playing really well around the Gordo, making that a big detriment actually now to maybe Ling's play. I have to wonder if we're still going hard on that front or not. Ling, he's been doing fine with some of the aerials. Like I would say the edge guards, even in the first stock, were very good when he's able to catch one of those big bears. He wants more of that. Force MuteAce into the parasol, and then it's easy pickings, in theory.
It's just so rare to find MuteAce not having a double jump. That's the big thing. MuteAce has been zealously guarding that resource, and yeah, it's been coming in clutch. It allows him to avoid those situations where D3 can just go ahead and say, I got 17 jumps, I'm going to go ahead and float in front of you for a minute and a half, and eventually your float's going to run out. I'm just going to grab ledge and reset my jumps and come back out again.
Literally used all of his jumps, then landed and jumped again. Yep. And literally was like, it doesn't matter. I've got the time. I can wait.
You got time, and he got a big old hammer to claim the game. But actually, interesting, we haven't seen, now that I think about it, any kind of jet hammer gameplay at all from Ling.
That's what I was thinking, and maybe, you know, if MuteAce did practice against D3 Will, maybe that's something he should be, he's probably expecting, because, I don't know, Ling has not been using that tool at all, and yeah, it's been that, but also a couple other things, right? Like, we've seen some down tilt, but no dash attack.
Though I would say at edge, it's not particularly going to be that effective because the parasol pops up there.
Of course. But at least you can get it as a mix-up, right? That's what I want to see. That's the conditioning maybe Game 5 could hold for us.
Game 5, that's assuming that we get a Game 4 right here because you know that Ling is trying to end this one quickly. A little bit of shaky on Game 1, but Game 2 definitely felt like the win condition was understood.
Right, but Ling starting to get a handle on the set again. Even though MuteAce was doing a lot of great stuff in that first game, Ling has brought it back.
Back air right there, but not going to claim the stock so far. Low recover from MuteAce, and the fast fall down air not going to connect. Reset the situation yet again. We're not going for ledge trapping all of a sudden on Ling's side. We are going off stage to scrap.
Yeah, he really wants to go for these like low recovery punishes, but MuteAce has been going high most of these times. And Ling, even though he's trying to set up for another one of those parasol delays, MuteAce has not been giving it to him.
I'm sorry, I'm just cracking up at the triple tilt under that platform. Lands the back air that time and an early stock again on Ling's side.
Okay, now we've got just a little bit more spacing left to go. MuteAce trying to inch his way forward, tries to regain control of the situation. He's got to take a stock here. He can't get it off a back air if he's not careful, though.
Hey, regrab, though. Big bodies, easy, big grab box in that spot. Using a delay right there, but the aggressive neutral air off of the edge didn't get the fastball afterwards, so you might have caught the turn up, then you got them hands.
All right, and now it just seems like another reset back to a two-stock situation. MuteAce not too unhealthy either.
Good roll away, but even better chase from MuteAce. just trying to get the heck out of dodge was Ling, but MuteAce got enough momentum to chase down the big old D3.
Ooh, and one hit of that up air actually forcing an air dodge. Now we're seeing the jet hammer, but I'm not sure if that's the right place to be
swinging
using
wild,
that.
Nerf.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
I mean, only needs to work out once.
It does.
In his defense, he only needs one.
I know, because if you get one, then you can get another one. Trust me.
All right, finally catching out that float back air attempt, and then trying to intercept the side B even at the last seconds where that hitbox was active, but unable to land anything resembling a strong blow.
Exactly, right. Can't get that out of shield option to make it worth it. Now we just set up again the Gordo. Okay, good parry here, but we're fighting our way back to the Gordo at every given opportunity. Ling not letting that be the death blow that he's going to take.
It just immediately lands from the Angel platform swinging, holding on to the rapid jab right there. But yeah, you're going to chip away at the shield, but you'll never break it in that spot. And you can just go ahead and hold up on it to make sure that you're not even going to get a shield poke. The hitbox on that isn't very good.
Exactly, and without like a strong enough shield punish afterwards, it's hard to figure out what Ling was thinking in that moment, because you don't have anything that's going to break the shield after that. So all that shield pressure, what's it good for?
Apparently absolutely nothing. Good use of the platform drop right there from MuteAce, though, punishing the attempt of an inhale.
Okay, we get a nice heavy up air. That's going to hurt. Get some edge guards as well.
Air dodge, that could have been intercepted. That back air was primed and ready on Ling's end. Gordo out again, but actually faded in on the side B that time, and Ling not able to react in a timely enough manner.
Yeah, if Ling had gone for something there, it could have been a very crucial moment for him to take that game. Still, we got to reset. Mute at center stage, and Ling desperately trying to get there.
Using the low landing lag of that Nair to punish immediately with the up tilt. Great use of just a flurry of hitboxes.
Oh!
No way.
No, it won't. Good DI thus far from Mute. He's not going to let that be his end there.
I think Ling got stuck on that platform. That's kind of big nerf. All of a sudden, MuteAce full stage control, trying to swing again. But look at the movement from Mute.
Okay, and right up in Ling's face as well. He is bold. He's going to be going for it here. And now that Ling is so stuck here on ledge, are we going to get a trade? Who wins? It's actually MuteAce!
DBZ moment for sure. I don't know if the fair would have killed, but good God did that look close.
It looked so close that I did not want to call it just yet. We got MuteAce taking that in a very tense scramble on the reset point.
This is phenomenal gameplay from MuteAce, not only showing that he understands the matchup, he understands what he has to respect.
Yeah.
And so far, it's not a lot.
I know. There's a lot of things that you can disrespect from DDD, but at the same time, the crown comes back to bite on both sides. And we'll have to see. I don't know. Ling with a game on the board still shows that he has the ability to take these in these clutch moments.
I mean, that was also a really close game that could have gone either way in that spot. Like, literally, if he didn't get stuck doing a forward tilt on the platform and he got in the platform drop fair I think he was going for, that could very well have been a kill. And we could be talking about how Ling is one game away from claiming the entire tourney.
Very true. But we've got one more game to get through before he can try to claim that throne outright. MuteAce very tense here, trying to look like it could be a very close set.
Gordo is out, but again, the Nair able to disjoint it. Even when D3 recatches it, the angle it tosses at is very linear, so Mute easily able to react and run forward in those spots.
Okay, yep, gets hit by the Peach Bomber. Now, gotta be careful here, turn around, spit him out, and we've got to reset. Good run-up grab.
And going for the Gordo throw, forcing out the float. So that does limit Mute's options in the corner, but the problem is that Ling's never had that second blow. Even if you force out the float, you need to go ahead and respond with another aerial, otherwise it's just going to reset again.
Exactly. So far the ledge setups have been very good, but we don't have a Gordo to throw, and that means MuteAce, it's his time to shine.
What is a king without a minion right there? Absolutely nothing. It looks like as Mute actually getting clipped right there with that little bit of a fast fall in there.
All right. We've got a quick Nair to send him off to the other side. Ling still trying to fight his way back to center.
These like inhales with the Gordos have been pretty sick from Ling. The angles have been perfectly timed to either put Mute in an awkward spot or to force him to commit to shield.
Yep, Ling recognizing that his shield is whittled down enough that he's got to just jump out instead of just holding the shield up. Can't angle it anymore and just getting hit by his own Gordos. It feels like it's been time and time again. Ling is just so consistent at catching those returns.
Forward throw not going to kill for quite some time in this spot. D3, another edge trap opportunity. Ooh. The side B countered by the active Gordo. Still killing it like 200% is certainly not where you want to be if you're playing a super heavy.
Yeah, Mute just did, unfortunately, the wrong thing trying to play around the Gordo, but he ends up hitting Ling and bouncing right into it on the rebound. That's hate to see it, but got a good armor through that turnip, making it so MuteAce unable to get the edge guard here. 200% on Ling. Finally get it center stage.
Yeah, that back here is such a powerful tool in neutral that it's usually super stale and does not kill for quite some time. But yeah, 200% when plus coming down from the Angel platform fresh, might as well just let her rip.
Okay. Turnip in hand. Obviously, MuteAce still going to get great combos here. 90%. And we still got more work to do before we're at kill percent, but that's a lot of ground that we've covered.
True, but thanks to the armor on the up B on D3, he's one of the harder characters for Peach to like edge guard vertically. True. When he just goes straight into the depths, you can expend your jumps in a spot where Mute can't go off stage to challenge you, and unless Mute has a special turn up, you're going to be able to armor through it. The back air going to get that stock at 80-some-odd%, and Ling on the cusp of forcing a Game 5 situation, but if Mute continues to play neutral, it's not hard to see this one going the other way.
I mean, yeah, the crux of the set thus far has been the Gordos and how they interact with Mute's own aggressiveness. Can he actually get past this? Because we use it as a defensive option, but then cover ourselves on the approach. Ling now trying to start swinging for the fences with this rage.
Drop shield right there was Ling. I mean, great option by MuteAce. Basically dashed forward, dared Ling to do literally anything, and Ling finally felt pressure enough to drop shield.
Uh-oh. Goes for a second down air, and we have to go around that turnip there. Very quick with the up special as well. An up tilt, now a reset on the platform. Okay, we get the regrab as well. We get more pressure, and MuteAce still stuck on platform, not where you want to be at all.
Not a grab, though. You talked about like the grab game not really being there in the early few. Well, Ling was doing a pretty good job of it last game, but again, this one starting to be disappearing from his repertoire.
Okay, we get another Gordo beneath the platform. Can't cover the platform either. Now Ling still falling short on these fares. Gets one hit here, but it looked like it was a little bit weird spacing, so he's got to be careful because Ling is picking and choosing when he wants to hit MuteAce, but MuteAce has been so quick to find that distance mitigated.
Baiting out that up tilt. You know that Ling is going to be swinging forward in those situations, and then fading back with the aerials. Look at that, Ling being super aggressive, tossing in a ton of hitboxes, but MuteAce not biting whatsoever, and just waiting out the back air barrage, too.
Yeah, I've seen this. D3 will touch this, didn't he?
Just sitting there and holding shields like, listen, if you want to get a grab, I know that you're not getting anything out of it, so yeah, sure, do your worst, bud.
Oh, can't get the nair. We're so close, looking for the frame trap, but not able to get it, and another roll in for MuteAce. He actually bursts out of it. He knows at center stage he can still get one of those things like the bear, and now he's going to get a trade. It actually works! The Gordo kills!
Point blank range Gordo to force yet another Game 5.
How many trades in the kill screen are we going to see this set? We're at Game 5, potentially reset, but potentially not. Ling on the verge of bringing this momentum straight home.
With King DDD, by the way.
With King
I mean,
DDD.
we just need to go ahead and point out that
this is his secondary, by the way.
Not only is this his secondary, but would this be the biggest tournament that D3 has ever won?
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. We don't want to give the D3 people more food for
counter pick.
For counter pick. Uh-oh. On the eve of the potential reset, this is MuteAce's hour 5.
No, I've
choice.
I've seen MuteAce go this character a couple times before. This is like far from a tertiary, definitely not necessarily as polished as the Peach, but this is certainly a character that Mute has some experience with.
Oh yeah, for sure, and a lot of Peach players do know how to play Palutena, actually. Surprisingly enough, there is some covered. You can get a little bit of that. Another aerial-based character, and you've got some great moves here in the back air, and the dash attack iframes on those allows you to do this.
Yeah,
pressure that edge.
Palu is famously a good check for the big bodies, too. Yeah. It's like if you rely on jank, Palu will break you down and force you to play neutral.
And the best part is, if you try to back air that Gordo, guess what? It's also invincible. Yeah. You don't get hit by the Gordo, and it can extend. It's been a big, meaty hit that obviously many people who fight Palutena are going to have to deal with and contend.
And if I'm Ling, do you think that he practices this matchup? I mean, you know that he has this D3 primarily for this Ditto so far. I haven't seen him break it out in any other game in this tournament, at least.
You never know, but I mean, because there's a lot of Palutena representation in Tri-State, there might be enough bridge of the gap, but against the DDD, who knows? So far, MuteAce doing a great job of covering everything and not letting Ling outlast with these jumps. Just going right in with the up air. Not going to waste time.
And then immediately it's like, you can go ahead and flail with those aerials. I'm just going to wait you out and then get that easy neutral air pickup. Solid damage there. Gordo slipping underneath the explosive flame, though. And look at that.
I'm not sure about that. The jump fast fall Nair instead of just the grab. He's right in front of you.
Trying to get the, immediately with the back air, but not quite going to connect. MuteAce just very patient, just waiting this out at edge. And I've kind of been impressed with MuteAce not just relying on Palu's tools to carry him in this matchup. He's actually been relatively patient.
So far, we're getting the good read on that teleport as well. We actually get it off the grab, 74%. Still good for Ling.
Yet another Palu back air forcing Ling into an awkward spot, and the inhale not going to have a big enough hitbox to claim that interaction.
Yeah, but you can catch MuteAce on the end lag of that explosive flame, and that might be a way for Ling with those projectiles to actually beat out that option.
Back air versus back air, and so far MuteAce has been coming out on top. The reflected Gordo. Ling hoisted by his own petard and in an awkward spot here, potentially just one stock away from a reset. And
he recognized that he does not want to get comboed out, so he tries to throw out a back air, but in fact, it only leads to him taking 77%. MuteAce now on this second stock, rather uncontested. Looking good, can't get the spike here, the armor beats out.
And then underneath the platform is D3, but still getting clipped by that Palu down air. Disjointed enough to threaten these tall characters.
We get at least the bread and butters, the Palu down throw back air, and now we get the pop-up as well. MuteAce, we've got a reset.
Not only do we have a reset nerf, but we have a reset with a new threat on the board, because now we're in counter pick central. I mean, game one, they're both going to go back to a double blind situation.
Right.
So you have to decide who's going to commit to what. Is MuteAce going to have to go ahead and like pull out the Peach for game one and try to scrap against that D3? Or do we then, as Ling, pull out the Peach and say, I'm going to put the D3 back in the back pocket and try to go Peach v Peach potentially?
Looks like we're getting a, yep. I think it's going to be a tough one. We've got to see where the character counter picks start. They're trying to keep it as secretive as possible. You can see both of them trying to let the production know, okay, this is what I'm going to be playing, but like, let's be real, we don't know. We don't know how this is going to go. They're trying to keep their cards close to the chest. It's like a good poker player. I don't know. I have to see where this conditioning lies. We've got Palutena starting off. I mean, it's going to be the same stage.
Palu Peach?
It's gonna be it's going to be D to D. Actually, we are going to see it, the straight run back. Yeah, so it's double blind, so they have to just decide, like, okay, here's what I'm going to have to do, commit to something.
Yep, so now we are in true grand finals. Both players forced onto their tournament set, and what a way to do so as MuteAce, the last second Palutena pick, clutching out that game 5 victory with actually a pretty dominant 2-stock, too.
Okay, looking for a second down air, swinging for the fences already. MuteAce feeling himself, and now this is the extra stuff that you could do with Palutena. If you do show your stuff, you've already shown that you know this character enough, but do you know the intricacies of this character? Now we're starting to see this starting to pan out.
I mean, so far, though, look at the percentage differential here. It feels like, yeah, Peach can go ahead and do a ton of damage, but Palu has those kill confirms on big bodies with the down throw into the back air. Might have patched that out for the majority of the cast, but them super heavy still have troubles.
Exactly. So MuteAce doing the right thing. This character counter pick has absolutely paid off for him big. And Ling still trying to fight his way back, but I wonder, we've seen this matchup be a detriment, but he gets past the Jet Hammer. Insane!
Did he actually not cross up Ling?
It
looked like
so.
Ling turned around expecting to cross up, but the teleport just did not reach that much.
Wow, we get the parry. That's a big play, and this time MuteAce has to full send on that parry attempt. He does get it and gets out for free.
I mean, this is Palutena at her finest. She's just sitting at max distance, mid-distance from Ling, where Ling can't actually toss out anything that would threaten her, and then she can react to whatever button you hit. You know that, like, Palu forward air beats Inhale, back air beats Gordo, and then, oh my god, off stage, what do you actually do in that
Multiple
situation?
jumps expended? Yeah, there's nothing you do. Easily, you kind of like showed that you were trying to get back too hard, and Ling is just going to get caught in everything. MuteAce waits for him to use those resources and instantly goes out for the easiest of edge guards.
And then these early percentage combos, perhaps not Peach-esque, but still dealing solid damage. You're kind of like giving up a little bit of combo potential for a ton more of neutral interactions.
Yeah, and you win off some straight hits here, right? Like, the Peach Fair has been good, but you need to lead into it sometimes. You need to have some pressure here. Right now, Palutena can just exist and pressure.
Yeah, Palu back air, that is a pretty good move.
Yeah.
Just a pretty good move. I'll keep it at that.
Just a pretty good move. Yeah, that's a little bit of an understatement.
Yeah, that's all the expert analysis y'all gonna get here.
Exactly. And then right up, you can see the fastball in there, not gonna go off lightly. Ling getting caught by all these grabs, still fervent with the back air, gonna get that.
Down tilt finally does claim stock 1 here, so I mean, I'd say it's not outside the realm of possibilities here, but I mean, we are desperately at a point where Ling needs to show us something special to stay competitive in this game.
Yeah, this is tough. He's sitting at 14% MuteAce is, so we've got to recognize that, yeah, the inhale is like the only thing he can really do there on ledge other than Gordo for the 15th time.
I mean, if you go ahead and get the inhale at like back air level, you may catch it. But the problem is that if Palu already has the back air out, it's got a long-lasting enough hitbox that it'll usually trade with the grab hitbox of inhale, and then you're getting hit and sent off stage yet again.
Well, it just seems like we're going to have to pull out the Peach. Yep.
All right, so yeah, I mean, we do have MuteAce locked into Palu there with the counter pick disadvantage. And now we got to see if this Palu is practiced enough against Mute's own main.
Right, and we're going to PS2, so not too bad for either player. We're going to be able to hang out here and kind of do our normal stuff, right? Like, this is going to be a battle of advantage stage, right? Who is able to carry you from one side of the stage to the other? They're both able to do it, but we just got to see how many confirms MuteAce is able to get with the Palutena now that Ling is back on the main. Real
talk, I'm more interested in seeing how MuteAce can actually kill. Because, I mean, Palu does struggle to kill in some matchups, and this is kind of one of them. You're not going to get a lot of those easy down throw and back air confirms. You can't just abuse Peach with your back air and just expect her to never be able to beat it out. So, like, this is where it becomes how good is your knowledge here of the harder spots of this character has to deal with.
Right, and because MuteAce has very high APM, we know that he's going to be looking for some like good high octane play. Obviously, yeah, Ling just getting caught by some of this stuff.
Can't quite get the forward air there. Good job swinging out of disadvantage on Ling's and toss him up and then deny any kind of an easy landing there, trying to get the back air instead of the up air instead, though. So now Ace finds himself stuck in the corner, but the teleport not intercepted. So Ling struggling a little bit here to catch these habits at edge.
They both look for the pivot grab there in that moment, but neither is able to get it. It's going to be, oh, no Trump after all, and MuteAce is going to have to just reset, but he doesn't actually have stage control. Ling is still trying to do something here, but no turnips, right? We're not seeing as many turnips in neutral as we are in the edge guard.
Speak of the devil, actually gets 2 in a row right there, and now weak hit of the neutral, so that's not going to claim the stock. Rinse and repeat. The teleport exploited just a little bit, but ultimately, Mute gets back to edge and then claims the back air for stock 1. Max Rage Palutena can kill with that move easily. 4 up specials is what it took for MuteAce to get back, and yet he still managed to get that with full rage here. Gonna get a coast-to-coast kill with the fair, but that's the straight hits that you don't really want to rely on here as Ling. Remember, I mean, MuteAce, if he's forced into going for those last hits situations and he's throwing out things like a back air, it's going to be really hard for Ling to contest that. Good underneath the platform pressure there with the up air. Now in an awkward spot is Mute, pinned to the corner, goes for the projectiles, and that is not going to work. Ling did a great job in that spot of canceling his flow.
Still, I mean, these quick teleports have been getting MuteAce a way back in. He misses the grab, but instantly able to shield in time. Ling has to back off.
These two going blow for blow here, but so far it does feel as though Ling is starting to understand what mysteries Mute's neutral holds for him.
Right now, Mute just jumping right into the back air. We get caught by that and unable to really fervently punish this teleport is Ling. He's just looking for any option, but even the turnip down throws haven't been connecting, and he's not able to two-frame with these rising nairs.
This Palu has been really impressive in neutral. Not only that, but also in disadvantage. Palu, typically a character that can struggle to get back, but right there goes for the greedy down smash. And over-committing was MuteAce, and Ling not going to let that one fly.
I was a little bit worried about that because, I mean, he did get right up in range of that, but good stuff for Ling to pull the trigger appropriately. Not going to get caught by that down smash, but it's still, it's starting to take hold. Like, you can see MuteAce starting to go for things that Ling's not exactly expecting.
Very true, but the problem is it too little too late right here? With the percentage lead, Ling starting to be a little bit more defensive, not necessarily feeling the need to press right there, does get back to stage and able to shield that explosive flame, and look at that, Mute immediately backs all the way off.
I was going to say, if Mute is able to get this stock, it won't really matter, but now 53% has been tacked on. He is starting to trail. We got to stop the bleeding and finish the job, finish your plate before it gets out of hand.
Great spot dodge right there immediately after that, recognizing that Ling was going to have a little bit of a window to respond with an aggressive hitbox.
Ooh, okay, we get a second chance, third chance.
Triple dip, no, can't quite get it.
MuteAce, I mean, able to get back from even the toughest of edge guards. Ling trying his hardest to cover that ledge appropriately. He's going out there, not staying on ledge, but actually going off stage with these risks to try to secure it. He's still not getting rewarded.
Finally, the dash attack, a great tool in that spot. Another one of Palu's invuln options that can just basically, even if you roll in those spots, typically you'll be able to react to it with a pivot grab or even a dash grab in some spots.
True. Dash attack going to be able to beat that out. Now another back air into dash attack using iframe after iframe. Got to use all of the tools at your disposal, at least the good ones.
I am digging these edge traps too. It feels like Mute's starting to turn it up at edge, which is exactly where Palu thrives. Is a character that can keep you at ledge for 50-60% and then easily get the stock without really having to stress about those limited options.
Okay, yeah, it looked like MuteAce looking for a grab on the platform, got stuck in there too long. Can he actually get back? Are we going to get an air coverage? No, it actually squeaks right by. Just kidding, we covered the second one.
Yeah, the float actually ran off outstage. It felt like Ling was definitely posted up in the right spot, but MuteAce faded back as deep as possible just to get that resource out of the options.
Yeah, but hey, it's going to be another Nair. It looks like the Palu defeated by the Peach. Are we going to see a Peach counter pick to the Ditto?
I think that's the move right here. I mean, if you go D3, it just looked like that was so hopeless there.
Especially if you know if that's a sore spot for Ling.
So yeah, Ling locked into the Peach, so it looks like we will be getting the Ditto right here, which is exactly where MuteAce wants to be, and I have to think that perhaps that double blind pick of D3 might have been the difference between victory or defeat here, as Mute is going to have that counter pick advantage for the rest of the set, and it's exactly where Ling did not want to be.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20, but right now, MuteAce is going to benefit hard from getting that advantage in game number 2. Now is game number 3 starts to turn up. Let's see what the Ditto is going to hold for us today.
So the reason why Ling likes to avoid this is because Mute is definitely, like, it feels like the more defensive player. So whenever Ling actually doesn't have that percentage lead, Mute is never going to go in.
I mean, you say he's a defensive player, but honestly, MuteAce's aggression has been insane. And I think that's where he's been able to make the difference that Ling, unfortunately, is not able to make sometimes. MuteAce will go for crazy things, flashy plays. Ling is optimal, but
True.
Mute, he just knows how to make a big play when it counts the most.
Agree. That's honestly what separates the tip of the top characters from those characters that can't really go ahead and compete in this new meta. You have to have a character that can basically put all your cards on the table and say, I'm going to toss out this wild option and kill you super early.
Exactly. That's the X factor that these two players might find the difference in. MuteAce going to find another trade here. The Fair winning out as he takes this advantage.
Not going to connect with the down air neither, and Mute. Okay, then both immediately go for the down tilt.
Exactly. It's synchronized dancing right now. We're going to go for it again here. We're looking for any of these good low float combos. Can be very lucrative, especially on your own character.
And look, that was all set up by MuteAce just watching Ling kind of play on the corner. Ling tossed out a couple of hitboxes that were only ever going to connect if Mute ran forward, and Mute absolutely not one to do so errantly.
Okay, right now, MuteAce taking a lot of damage on Ling. You're still off stage, and you actually take stage control because of this. You don't get a down tilt pop-up, but it doesn't matter. You get a reset.
Toss the turnip down there, but Mute unable to connect. Instead, Ling swinging aggressively back from the edge with that forward air. Not quite going to finish stock though, but the up air will. So solid damage on MuteAce's side for extra credit here, but Ling in an awkward spot here where pressure to the corner, and yeah, MuteAce with full stage control is an absolute demon today.
Right, and in 107, I mean, Ling does not want to be in this situation, but he gets a good combo. It could be a Ling swing.
Ling swing, dig it.
All right, let's see. I don't know. MuteAce still trying to play the patient game. We do manage to go with the delayed option of the Fair. And again, it's just like the no mix-up.
Yep, just sit there and wait and watch and then react. Because, yeah, you have a little bit of a strong start up there on that forward air, which is the only thing that you were going to be able to go for.
Good stuff. Double nair into the fair. And we get the big turn-up call out as well. We're going to get more hits here, 96%. I mean, Ling has been put through the blender time, after time, and now we're going to get another reset on platform.
Tried to go for that just drag down up air into the immediate up smash. Not quite going to get the right hitbox on the former, though. And because of that, Ling actually able to play the game for once this stock. Who'd have thought?
Still, I mean, MuteAce trying to play aggressively, trying to just do empty pressure, run up, or float up, rather, right up next to Ling. See if he presses a button.
Yeah, this ain't cardio day. We're doing mostly float pressure so far. We haven't actually seen Ling get those kind of aggressive options off stage, though, so finally able to get that with the turn up into the fair, but the fresh back air, fresh off the Angel platform, unstaled thanks to the loss of the stock. It means we got a JV2 on MuteAce's side, and this is the awkward situation. Are you now back to D3, or are we trying to go ahead and clutch it out with the peach?
Well, he did lose some games with D3, right? And I wonder, this was close.
Yep.
Close enough, but I think it's going to be D3. If I had to choose, if I'm thinking, I think it's going to be D3.
So if I'm Mute, are we going, yeah, we're going D3, it looks like. I was going to question here, because if I was Mute and I really want to flex and give away a game, I would have gone back to Palu for that one. It's like the Palu Peach was actually really close too.
Yeah, that's tough. And Mute does have like the ability to kind of have some freedom to play with, right? Yeah, it's like I might have gotten close to losing, but I didn't, right? And that's still any amount that you can take, any advantage you can take in these games, it might actually lead to more, right? We've seen the momentum swings be very potent in this set.
I'm digging that double inhale right there to start it off from Ling. I love it when players switch off of their secondaries and then bring them back for another game and still have something new to show.
Yeah. All right. I agree. I mean, we've still got so much left to happen, but it's only a couple games left, maybe one and potentially one more if Ling does manage to eke this out. It's been very slow so far.
After this long day, you have to have a little bit of extra gas in the tank if you want to take home true finals. And Ling, hopefully he's got a couple extra mix-ups here because this D3 all of a sudden getting mixed. We have to rely on those home run hits that he was getting earlier in the set.
Exactly. Some of the big call-outs might be very good as both players are starting to run out of steam in this final part of the bracket.
Using all those jumps to try to go ahead and put Mute in an awkward spot where he can toss out a free D3 back air and claim the stock, but not going to work out. Now D3 recovering low, and down air is one of those options there where you can actually respond aggressively and just beat out that armor on the up B.
Okay, forward throw gets him off stage again, and I mean, it's a matter of time. The turnip's starting to pay dividends. We've got the ability, catches the lack of legend vulnerability as well, hanging out there too long, 180. We don't have a lot of time, and now it's all out.
Only 54% too. Like, Ling is going to have to show me something crazy to get this stock this early. Or, at the alternative, just pin Mute to the corner. Again, the edge trapping just has not been on deck so far in this game.
Okay, gets clutch dash attack to take stage control with aplomb. Now we get a break the guard fair, trying to fix this mistake. We've got a full stock down and Ling trailing. He's got to catch that turnip, but we're going right into the big plays and perhaps a little bit too hard.
Yeah, trying for the haymaker right there when an up tilt would have done just as well. Right. Tries to go ahead and get the neutral air into the up air, not going to connect though, but the up smash catching that air dodge. MuteAce put on notice, but now Ling off stage. Gordo is out. Turn up 2, forcing the standard get up, and Mute's going to blow that one up anytime you've got the slow one after the 100%.
The one guy in the crowd popping off for DDD, love to see it. I mean, MuteAce trying to use that power to get him an advantage worth something here. We've got some good hits. Can we get a clutch edge guard? We don't actually lose stage control from that. It's the right angle.
Tries to actually wave land on that platform, but instead the directional air dodge back on has enough lag for MuteAce to punish it.
Okay.
The Gordo out, this time challenging him at point-blank range is Mute. The confidence forcing Ling to potentially his last stock of the tournament, and he comes down from the Angel platform showing that he has got one thing on the mind, a haymaker to this glass jaw of MuteAce.
He's got to do something like that, but right now I fear that he might be looking for it too little, too late. Right now it's a get-up option, not caught truly by Mute, but we now have a rising from ledge up air that beats him back for a time.
Gordo in an awkward spot there, but great DI from MuteAce, just drifting in just enough to not only toss out that turn up, but also dodge the Gordo.
This is looking all but done and dusted. Ling off stage one potentially final time. MuteAce gearing up for the killing blow, looking for it, but he's still ceding stage control. He's still going to let Ling get back in.
He just kind of respected Ling a little bit too much right there. Instead of keeping him pinned in the corner, he just said, I don't want to go ahead and guess wrong and immediately lose my stock. I'll go back to neutral there. Toss him off stage, forward throw, not going to claim that stock at all here. Not quite for another like 60%.
Not able to get the fair. You can see Ling now forced into a bunch of back air stuff, but it's getting unsafer and unsafer. He's looking for it again. We cannot find that. It's the up tilt. He gets it on the delay. We're down to last stock. Ling, if you're able to bring this to a game 5, oh, wow. But, let's be real, this is so tough.
This is very, very difficult, Nerf. But, I mean, if there's ever a character to do it, it's a super heavyweight. You want these big bodies in these ride-or-die situations. He gets the tech, doesn't roll in. MuteAce has full stage control, a little bit of a ledge traps opportunity there, but the Gordo going to claim that platform, claim a little bit of space. Ling is just doing fade back time and time again, but he's making no progress at actually gaining space.
MuteAce actually gives up a little bit too much control, and now Ling looking to land center stage, or at least close to it. Has to go for something here. We're gonna get it. It's the fair. It's gonna be 26 Rising MuteAce taking it in Patchwork.
After a Game 5 reset where we saw the Palutena clutching it out in the most nail-biting set of the tournament, we don't need it here. We get the Peach, the main, claiming this victory for MuteAce, ending the tournament with an exclamation point as the #1 seed gets the reset in Grand Finals.
The sigh of relief and the deadpan thumbs up to the photographer. You can tell he's come a long way, but it's good to finally be done.
Just taking a moment, just sitting in that chair, just like, listen, my heart rate right here on commentary is high enough. I don't want to imagine what MuteAce and what Ling are going through at this moment.
I know, but that just means that MuteAce, a hard-fought victory, bringing it all the way back. The first seed is indeed inevitable.
Yep.
He makes it, and he makes it worth it. It's all going to be cool because, hey, you know, he's that guy. He's actually been proving himself at these high-level tournaments so many times recently. It's crazy. MuteAce stocks are going absolutely through the roof.
And also got to give mad respect to the Palu pick. Like, that is one where you might have secondaries, but do you have the cojones to pull out a secondary in Game 5 of Grand Finals for the first time in bracket?
And it works.
Oh my God.
And it works. Not only that, but you use that momentum to swing through the reset, and it all pays off in the end. We bring out the secondary. The MuteAce Palu is going to be on the graphic, y'all. He's got to be.
I mean, that was definitely the clutch one right there. The D3 definitely bought Ling a ton of time. It took Mute a lot to like dissect that game plan that he was going with, and even when he started to like recognize, oh, I don't have to respect this. Oh, I don't have to respect that. Yeah. Well, you still had the amazing moments. You had the explosive gameplay where every now and then you'll just catch him off stage with a back air or catch him off stage with an up air, force a reset, and then catch that float. But Ling hoisting the Patchwork trophy right there as we've got Bud of Bud Esports about to go ahead and present this to a very tired MuteAce and a vastly dwindling crowd.
And, I mean, that was the game plan. Tire MuteAce out. Send him to losers with a DDD. Make him do all that work on the way back. Hopefully he doesn't have the ability to break through with sheer willpower, and yet gotta call this guy the Green Lantern because he's got that willpower, man.
Exactly. Zoom in right there on that beautiful trophy. First place in alt singles at Patchwork 2023, going MuteAce's way, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. What a run. What determination to go ahead and lose in like top 64 and then claw your way back from the brink in so many Game 5s.
And this is why top player representation is absolutely so crucial for regionals and tournaments like this that break into that level beyond. If you are able to get top players like MuteAce and MVD and Ling from all corners of the United States, plus the Mexican representation and the Latin American representation that we had in this bracket. I mean, it just feels like it feels good when you win, when you get that big win. But I mean, let's be real. Like, you bring something back to Texas, you actually go back home and you have something to show for it, and you show that you are that person to beat that all of the contenders that have come across so many different miles to get here.
So it looks like we are starting to wrap this one up. No, it doesn't look like we're going to be having an interview. We're going to be doing the trophy representation. So we got to take a moment to thank everybody that made this one possible. I mean, Bud Esports putting on a heck of a show. Our production team doing phenomenal. There we go. Zoom right in on our chief.
That's the man
TO,
himself.
the man, the myth, the legend, Budwar, as he's taking care of the award ceremony, giving everybody their medals. Exactly. There's the applause for our TO. Clap it up for him.
Yeah, clap it up.
And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you tune in. Hit him up on Bud Esports on social media because we got Patchwork 2024 announced today. So we'll be, we've got even more great Smash content coming at you shortly.
Absolutely locked in for the next year, and there is only more to come. It's all upwards from here. We've had such an amazing time here from start to finish.
Exactly. And Nerf, I wouldn't have had it any other way. A hell of a top 8. It is always a pleasure commentating with you, dude.
Oh, man. What can I say? It's always so effortless casting with Scabs. You should hire him for all of your events. I know he doesn't get out of our region too much, but hey, if you've seen him here, now you know who he is. You got to remember this guy.
I mean, they already
the
know
commentary
who he is.
manager for SmashCon, everybody.
Hey, don't
just
let people know.
Don't let people know. Okay, just
No.
so you know.
Also,
But hey,
also, I got to say that I'm kind of annoyed that we both ended up doing the same thing for this one. There was no coordination for this. It's just two great minds think alike. What
we
can you
didn't
say?
plan this, but
exactly.
it is what it is.
So yeah, that is all. Y'all go ahead and tune in. Patchwork 2024 coming up next. Definitely listen in for what Bud's going to be pulling up in the future. If you did enjoy the commentary, the social media info was in that banner. You can find me at SSB_Scabs on Twitter. Nerf, where can they get you?
You can find me at NerfCast. I think my next event is Region in England, so hit me up on Discord or or Twitter if you want to work with me in the future, or if you just want to give me compliments on my commentary. I love that. No, I'm just kidding. Any criticisms or anything else, please, constructive criticism. I would love to hear it. This is probably your first time seeing either of us, just because this is one of the biggest tournaments that we've ever been able to top 8. So it's been a blessing. It's been a privilege, but we got to let it go because there's so much breakdown that we got to do. So thank you. Oh, wait. Oh,
we're doing the interview? All right.
We are doing interview. Cool.
You got this one. All right. So MuteAce, we are actually stepping up to the plate. It looked like Mute was trying to run, so we thought we were going to cut this, but no. We do have an opportunity to interview the winner of the bracket. I'm going to step off and toss this one right over to you, Nerf.
All right. You got it.
All right, Grats, and you got the last word.
Like, you're going to have to wait. No, I'm hacking. Sue me. Sue me. I'm hacking.
That was a lot of good turnipples.
He said, MVD said to, like, admit I'm lucky, but I'm hacking. Like, I'm literally cheating.
I was wondering because it felt like it was one thing after another. I mean, obviously the turnips had been winning you so many interactions, but your movement, like, how do you think, like, the Peach has evolved over time for you?
It's just, there's so many, like, new turnip combos and, like, ledge setups and stuff like that. I was using a bunch of stuff. Like, my movement and, like, defensive play has always been my thing, so it's like, now that I'm adding more, like, you know, like, offense and like, aggression to my play, it's kind of, like, rounding out.
No, I think that makes sense. I mean, what did you think when you first saw the DDD picked by Ling?
I was like, we're really going to do this right now at, like, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, really? Because, like, we usually lock in. Like, I played him 3 times, and I've beat him all 3 times in the Peach shows. We don't say anything. We just, like, PS2, click Peach, Peach, and then we just go, right?
Right.
So, like, I just did that, and then he's like, okay, but, like, DDD. And I'm like, well, if you saw, like, when we do DDD, like, we strike instead. But, like, I wasn't going to be like, okay, well, let's just, like, do this instead.
You didn't want to push it too much.
I don't know. But, like, I just wasn't expecting it, and I was like, are we seriously doing this?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I was surprised to see the Palu come out in Game 5. Like, that must have been a very tense moment for you. You're on the verge of a reset. You could potentially end it all here, right? And then you end up going for a very crucial counter pick. Like, what was going through your mind?
So, like, my friend texted me, and it's like, why didn't you switch when you're losing to, like, because I've been losing to, like, a lot of, like, weird characters that I just don't feel like playing as Peach. Because it's like, it's not like it's impossible, but it's just, like, really hard and not worth it when, like, I can play Palu and I can just run them over like that. And it's just like, I'm like scared. I'm not confident to, like, go Palu and do that other stuff like that. Also, if I go Palu on people, it's usually like that weird, like, Belmont solo main or like weird, like, low tier solo main.
Shasta
that, like,
Plumber.
Yeah, like, I'll, like, premeditate it, you know what I mean? But it's like, to be expecting something like I want to go Peach. Like I don't warm up. I have to warm up my character.
Right.
Even if it's Palo, like I have to like warm up a little bit, like
Right.
expecting something. So like I'm not expecting to go Palo in this set, so I didn't really feel like switching. And
when
also
you're-
I was just like messing things up, so I'm just like in my head I'm always like, okay, I can play better, I can play better, I can play better. Because like as you see, like I can win the Peach DDD games. I just like that first set I was just playing so bad. I was just like whatever.
Makes sense.
Um,
It is what it is. I mean, but this has obviously been a long travel time for you. I mean, you've been traveling from a long way. It must feel good to actually go home not empty-handed and actually feel like, yeah, the first seed, like you proved it. Like
Yeah.
you were first seed for a reason.
I was just, I don't know. I'm usually not for these long losers runs. I'm usually
Right.
like, I'm either winners or I just die because like, I don't have the energy to keep going like that. Like Peach has a lot of energy.
It's
Like,
tough.
do you see me like burning up there?
Yeah,
like
it's tough. It's
I'm
hot
like,
here.
I'm like,
It's really hot, for sure, for sure. But I mean, good stuff. So what's next for you?
Smash Factor. I
Cool.
think that's next, like in like
that.
2 weeks or something like
Cool,
that.
cool, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be Smash Factor, and I've been training this Palu like to
Right.
like help me. So like it's just I'm just scared to do it. But the logic behind it was that like if you're not gonna pull it out here, you're not ready to do it at Smash Con.
That
You know
makes
what I mean?
sense.
So it's like you better just do
Just
it.
the test
So I was
case.
like, okay, well if I lose Palu DDD, then I'll just go home, I guess. Like I don't know.
Makes sense. But is there anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out Giddy and Lima for telling me to go Palu and just like shut up.
Let's go.
They're just like, can you stop being like scared and just do it? I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll just
Sometimes it
do
takes your inner circle to really give you the confidence to actually make the call that
Yeah,
you need.
I'm really stubborn. Like I'm really stubborn.
That makes sense. But good stuff. Congratulations again
Thank
to
you.
MuteAce for being the victor here all the way through losers, all the way through the reset. It has been a long time coming, but MuteAce, congratulations. Hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for us. I want to thank you all for joining us. It's been an amazing time. I want to thank HBox for lending us the main stream and Collision as well for lending us the side streams. It's been so much fun seeing as many representatives from all across the regions that we've seen here tonight. And we want to thank you all for making it special. Please support your locals, support your regionals. And let's get one last call out from my boy Scabs.
All right, y'all. So that is going to be it for us. I have to hop on for one last time to say thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks to the Bud team for putting on a heck of a show. Thank you to my co-cast Nerf Stage Trainer HBox for hosting the stream and giving us a spot where a lot of folks caught some phenomenal talents from all across the country and the continent, and even elsewhere as Yez coming out here from Japan. Good
That's
job.
true. That's true. And thank you all for the kind words. We did see a little bit of it while we were on commentary, so thank you all. It really does mean a lot to see so much support. We thank you all from the bottom of our hearts, and we hope to see you at the next Patchwork 2024. Stay tuned. You never know what you'll see next.
Catch y'all next time.